It is always good every day in the morning pick up one this mantra or remember in English Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, let everyone be happy, let everyone be in the state of well being, let everyone be blessed, and let none suffer from misery in this world. But I had already fought with my honey yesterday, and tomorrow in the morning my mind starts complaining. It is not in a mood. And that is what the impure states of the mind. We have to purify the mind. So the very first thing, it is always good to do it. Maybe in the form of a ritual you have started doing it, then what happens, the time comes when the impact of the mantra is more than the effect of your impurity of the mind. So you wake up in the morning and your mind reminds what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? So it has a less impact. And gradually, gradually you can change the mental state. We have been understanding daily living within impure states of the mind. It is money mind, monkey mind, guilt mind, strong likes and dislikes mind, anxious mind, upset mind. These are the impure states of the mind we have already discussed. Until we purify this mind, we are not able to realize the real self of the nature of peace and happiness. So we have a conventional methods for purification of the mind. We have already done the yajna, sacrificing our selfishness in consumership. Instead, we need to understand how to contribute, how to get rid of this selfishness. And the second conventional method of purification is what we say the charity. So charity has, we are understanding the emotional, psychological psychological aspect of this charity. Quality is more important than the quantity. You can donate $1 billion with a slap on the face of a person. So that has nothing to do with the charity. Now, step by step, you understand and contemplate and reflect on this. We claim, what we claim? We claim we possess wealth, home, cash, car, other stuff, computer, etc., etc. We possess a lot of things. Ask yourself from where all has come. It has come from the world outside. It belongs to the world. I am just a carrier. I am using it for some time. Now ask yourself, behind the world outside, which possesses all these things, there is an existence. And that existence is the pure consciousness. So everything basically belongs to that existence. That existence manifests in the form of a world outside, and the world contains all these possessions, and we borrow for some time. And it goes back to the same world. Used car goes back to the same world. Think in this way. So if you change your thinking pattern, so now when you claim that it belongs to you, who claims it belongs to me? It is the false I. What is the false I? We have already understood. Individual self is the false I. Is equal to body-mind complex plus real self. Once you have understood until this aspect, and then we can move. False I is equal to body-mind complex plus real self. Or you can say the pure consciousness. Now see the very nature of what we possess. What has come will definitely leave me. But my emotional nature, my mind, my selfishness does not allow to leave it. I want to hold on it. I want to sit on it. I try to hold or use it for my pleasure. Seeking desires, binding desire enters into my mind. So you're thinking of emotional and psychological component of what we possess. We claim what we possess. So it is not the money, it is not the wealth, it is not the car, it is not the home, it is not the cash, but it is my emotional and psychological habit or aspect that creates a binding desire. And once we have a binding desire, it becomes extremely difficult to spare even a dollar. Leave aside of it. Even you don't want to spare the clothes that you have used, you are not wearing it, and which is almost 5 years old. You don't want to lose even you spare a cable. So that clumsiness of the mind creates another selfishness. So the charity is here to break the circle of a binding desire. So I feel at ease. Binding desire causes the impurity of the mind, strong because it comes with the strong likes and dislikes, pain and the pleasure, delusion, and we continue to suffer. Because that clumsiness, emotional attitude, once I develop this emotional attitude, it is expressed in the society, in my personal life, in my professional life, in my relations. So it is not what I possess, it is the attitude and the emotions attached to it. And that is where the charity comes. So once, because you are going to change your emotional and psychological attitude and intention by the charity. And that is why the masters have put it under the conventional method of purification. What to do? Change the mind and emotions. Change the mind and emotions attached to, obsessed to. No, I will use it somewhat later. You have not been using it for the last 2 years. What you are going to use it? No, keep it. For any article, for any object. That is one aspect. Second is what has come to me, what is coming to me will definitely leave me one day. So what the master is saying, no attachment, no clinging to anything in the world. Ask why I am seeking so much and too much. So the charity, this conventional method of charity demands that we should ask ourselves why I am seeking so much and too much. Why? Why? I want lot of wealth, but only one husband or wife, otherwise there will be a problem. So you see, the society has put some restriction ethically and morally, but not on the money. Understand that. That is the beauty of our masters, the way they analyze the entire life of a human being. So what happens? So when we are exercising that social and moral restrictions, it channelizes the mind and puts the mind into order. But charity means that I have to put voluntarily condition on my mind in order to get rid of the selfishness, in order to get rid of the binding desire. Hence, my mind will be full of peace and calmness. How? Well, I told you, I'm teaching just from the teachings of this master. So, answer is how? Yes, the answer to the how is that I recognize my mind. I want to check my mind. Are you a consumer mind? Are you a selfish mind? Or you have a givingness attitude. If I have a consumer mind, I have a selfish mind, I have to think again and again that it has to be a giving mind. You need not to spare $1 million. I told you, quantity versus the quality. Understand, quality matters the most in charity, especially in the conventional method of purification. Now, the master says why to recognize it. Why to recognize? Every human being is full of pure emotion, pure feeling, goodness, kindness, empathy, and love. It is hiding behind the binding desire. And that is what I have to release. Every human being. Every human being. No human being is spared. So once we get rid of that consumership, selfishness, I change my emotional and mental attitude, and then changing the attitude, I manifest that pure emotion, feeling, goodness, kindness, empathy, and love to everyone, irrespective of likes and dislikes. So now you have a pure emotion and feeling of givingness. Now you look into your house, what you possess, reflect on it. It has come from the world, what you can spare so that your house is very well organized, what are the stuff that you use and the stuff you don't use. So you don't use, you can spare. You will realize that how rich you are. At present, we don't realize how poor, No, I don't have it. I don't have the car which my neighbor has. Selfishness. Emotional and mental temperament. Find out people, relations, events around you, and you can start giving. You will find the mind enters into relaxation, calmness, peace in you. All the anxiety is gone. Give with the thinking. Givingness should be with a conscious thinking. It has come from the existence and I'm giving it to the existence. My master for more than 45 years, attitude of givingness, givingness, givingness. Givingness. But he was also getting donations, almost $1 million. So if I become a monk, in India, it's very easy. So in India, we find a social responsibility that we have to take care of the monks. Now, what he did with that $1 million money every year for more than 45, 46 years. He said, invite 300 seekers. He used to live in the Himalayas, and invite the vicinity, neighborhood, who have some problem. And we used to buy 10 kilogram of rice and wheat and all the stuff and soap and all the necessities for the entire year for 300 people. Even $1 million was less. He used to spend the entire money. And as far as the knowledge is giving, because he was able to maintain himself because of that donation. So he said no fees. Giver and the taker are just the instruments. The last point is understand that. Giver and taker are just the instruments. It changes the hand. Did you understand this? Those who give and those who take. Money changes the hand. House changes the hand. I had the house in East Brunswick. I sold it. It changed hands. I say I sold it, but it changed hands. Inheritance, changing the hand. Whatever we possess is going to change the hands. Not now if you are selfish, but it will be taken away from you. It has a deeper psychological issues also. I am very selfish, emotional, and psychological component is very negative, reactive, very possessive, and full of the craving. So all these negative emotions is going to cause a lot of physical and the mental problems in my life. So I have to change hands with what I possess, what little money I possess. Where? To the doctor. Doctor says, no, you have to pay. So the master recognizes the entire cycle of this givingness. First thing I should have a giving attitude. Giving attitude. Simple thing. I told you that you just prepare an agenda every day what you are going to do tomorrow, including to your honey, to your son, to your daughter, to friends, to relations, and where are you going? And then ask your mind, let me think in what way I can contribute to the peace, happiness, love, and wisdom of the people, of relations. Just think mentally. It will not come without thinking. If you keep on thinking, your mind is constantly changing. And once your mind changes, you will find a revelation. Oh, this is the right way to help. That is the process of charity. It always keeps your mind positive. Positive emotions are always there. A sense of interconnectedness and kindness and empathy is always there. We talk, oh no, I have empathy. No, it will not work unless I keep on thinking. Conscious thinking, and then I do it. When I do it, it changes. Then you will realize that it changes your attitude. It should be practiced consistently. is a part of one's daily life and the journey to the self-discovery. You will see that it helps your personal, professional, social life. It definitely helps. I have seen not in one cases but hundreds of cases. The more you give, the more you will receive. Receive maybe in terms of mental and emotional calmness and relaxation, besides other stuff also. The more you serve, you think that how can I contribute? You're going to the doctor, how you can contribute? Even to the doctors, going to the doctor, that at least you should not react. Otherwise, that reaction is always there in my head, and it happened to me, and I was telling him. They have taken my blood once, and second, they said, oh, the report seems to be wrong, so we have to take another time your blood. They have taken the second time, and they lost it. So they invited me there yesterday. They said, I'm okay with you guys. You can take any amount of blood. But those people who enter into anxiety and panic, I just convey the message. Rather than blaming and complaining, it happens. We also commit faults. So your attitude changes. So there, the charity is not only a matter of quantity. It is a matter of quality. It is not how much you give, but how you give that matters. With clarity, with pure emotion and empathy. Oh, I have given you because I have a lot of money, so I've given you. Give me everything. Oh, arrogance. So that arrogance and ego destroys the entire concept of the charity. Attitude of gratitude and belongingness. Oh, today I have it, I'm passing on to you. Tomorrow, somebody will pass the thing to me which I need. Giver and taker change hands. The world remains as it is. You see, the world remains as it is. So that if you have that clarity and understanding, life changes. So sometime you offer your empathy, your kindness without expectation. You focus on the act of giving, act of contributing, rather than taking and grabbing. It's an emotional and mental temperament. What happens? You counter the negative mental state. And when you counter the negative mental state, you are able to relax and calm. It dissolves your ego. So now come to the little deeper aspect. Master says with that attitude, you are able to dissolve not only your ego, but the illusion of separatedness. You feel the sense of belongingness. Otherwise, we can practice meditation. We are relaxed and calm, and just after returning from the meditation, our attitude is the same. So knowledge is required. It reduces your presence of the ego in different situations. It minimizes the clinging. And the moment you minimize the clinging, it results into calmness and equanimity. Normally people feel hesitation is opposite of calmness. No, it is the clingingness, clumsiness. You are able to release your attachment to the material possessions. So it changes the mind, it changes your attitude, it changes your behavior, and ultimately it creates a positive cycle inside me. And once it cultivates a positive cycle, that is where we get the purity of the mind. And the purity of the mind is absolutely essential to the journey of the self-discovery. Close your eyes. So eyes are closed. Find out the place. The space is such a great giver. Wherever we sit, the space is everywhere. Air we breathe during this sleep, air never says, "You are sleeping, I will not enter into your body." So there's space all around your body. Place, position, and posture. So do not allow any thought to enter into your mind. Just become aware, and the very awareness throws the thought outside. How? When you are alert and attentive. So you have to do with an understanding how the mind has to move within. Then simply I say, being comfortable. The comfort is there in the existence. It is the impurity of the mind that causes the disturbance. Does the space disturb you? Air disturb you? Nothing. They are all givers. So that is why I say that you change the direction of the mind by being comfortable. You look at the neck joint, be there. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Move the mind on the shoulder joints, be there and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Sensation, physical. Comfort, we have an experience in the mind. Steadiness is little deeper. That very stillness, that stillness is present in the body. It is not the stillness of the body. Inside the skin, everything is moving. Every cell, blood, enzymes, hormones, they all are working. And working means the change. So we are aware of the stillness in the body. Looking deep inside. So we have changed the direction from the world outside to the world within. And then being carefree. And I started another format of being carefree. I said you look inside the head into the space. So the space is a reference point. And On that space, you feel and find the thoughts, feeling, and emotions are coming and going. Did you understand? I'm saying, like the sky, the birds and the clouds are flying in the sky. Nothing happens to the sky. The birds come and disappear. Clouds comes and goes. Nothing happens to the sky. Same thing with the mind. So you are aware of that space behind every thought, feeling, emotions, every undesirable thought, feeling, and emotion that enters into your mind. I believe you have understood. So if you have understood, so you are not doing anything, you are just watching. The way you understand, oh, the clouds have overcrowded, clouded the sky. It's okay. Let the air be blown away, and the clouds will blow the air will blow the clouds away. But in case of the birds flying in the sky, you continue to see the sky. Can you continue to see the space behind every thought, feeling, and emotions? You enter into a very higher state of awareness because you have separated all the thought, feeling, and emotions from. And then at the same time, it is always good to remind yourself of the mantra about the journey. Asato ma satgamaya. Let me move from the false to the real. And just stop there, do nothing. Recognize if any thought, feeling, and emotion takes your mind to the false side. What it means, false side, I've already told you. Body-mind complex. Extension of body-mind complex is that body, breath, brain, mind, intellect, ego, and their respective actions. Then followed by their resulting experience. That is what I am saying to you. That is all the false I. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Literal meaning knowledge. Reaching to the knowledge, dropping the ignorance. What is that ignorance? I claim that this thought is me. I-ness is me. So you are still understanding, contemplating, and reflecting. So what happens? Body-mind complex keeps on changing. It has to leave one day. Behind that body-mind complex, there is a real self, the pure consciousness that is never changing identity. That is me. Now still the mind does not listen to us. It happens. It happens with everyone. So then we purify the mind with little push. What is that push? Look inside the forehead in the space. And there you gently drop Shantoham. Shantoham means I am the peace. Shantoham, I am the peace. Shantoham, I am the peace. Shantoham. And check that your body is still and start breathing quick and short breath into the chest through both the nostrils and see what happens. Continue, my friends. Continue. So you have to recognize the resistance posed by the mind. how the resistance comes on your way of the breathing. The mind says, I cannot do it, I don't want to do it, let me slow down. These are all indications of the impurity of the mind. So, what should I do? I should continue to do it. Let the intellect think, no, I have to do it to purify the mind. You think that and you continue. So, first level of resistance can be countered by the intellect through the endurance. So, endurance is invited by thinking into the intellect and continuing the practice. Continue breathing, continue Shantoham, continue steadiness in the body, and you will recognize the moment the intellect says, no, I will continue. It's a matter of endurance, and then you continue and you will see that you can. Your mind says it is too much. Let your intellect say it is just the beginning. Mind, it is just the beginning. Continue reading. We have to increase the duration gradually, and when you increase the duration, you will discover a tremendous experience. And stop this, do nothing. Keep looking at the breath, how the breath returns, to its habitual state, habitual breathing. In that habitual breathing, there is no effort. Yes, we just find. But now we also find a sense of calmness or a freshness. What it means? It is that we have raised the level of awareness. And raising your level of awareness is the key of the breathing. Yes, you can go into the science also and see that what physiological, biochemical, neurological changes. We are not going there. Our journey is to find the real self. In that state, you look at the head and the neck as if your mind is touching the skin of the head and the neck, and you experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Look at the right arm from the shoulder to the fingertips. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left arm sensation, relaxation and stillness. If you don't experience that, move the mind once again to the left arm, from the shoulder to the fingertips. Look at the middle portion of the body, the chest and the belly, from the shoulders down on the back and the front. On the back you have shoulder blades, spine and the waist. Front you have rib cage and the belly. And experience sensation, relaxation and stillness. During this step, you may also receive unwanted, undesirable thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Emotion, it results into an experience. Thoughts, when the thought comes, you return again to the practice that you have just done. So it means you shift your attention from the thought to sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Look at the right leg, from the right side of the waist to the toes. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the left leg, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. When you do this practice daily, repeat it a couple of times, you will recognize that by repeat practice, it helps you to settle your mind in calmness. So sincerity is, commitment is required. Look at the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes, and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. In that state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness in the body, when the mind is living within, from within you look at the breath. Do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You look at the flow of the breath going in and coming out. You also feel the sensation. You're not changing the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Every time the breath goes in, mentally you drop on the breath Shantoham. What it means, I'm the peace. What the peace looks like, a good space. So every time you are dropping Shantoham, you look into the space. Whether the breath is going in or coming out. Breath is going in, breath is coming out on its own. There you are not making any effort. You feel the sensation. That is also not making any effort. So when the breath goes in, you recognize in drop shanto hum. You recognize the breath is going out, shanto hum, and the space, infinite space. I'm doing nothing. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it in your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences now. How are you, Charlie?
I'm good. I was aware of wanting to drift away, but the state that I was in kept bringing me back. I didn't. It was interesting. There was like a nuance there. I didn't consciously have to do it. It kept happening.
Good.
That was kind of interesting.
That's a great recognition, and that is what recognition is required. Not only understanding, practices definitely has to be done, but a recognition that how my mind is working, it is drifting and I can bring it back. That is very important. It's a good practice. How are you, John?
Hey, Girish, I'm fine. I like this practice of doing nothing. I wish I could spend my life like this.
You can. I'm doing nothing.
Oh.
Hard to believe.
You see that when the I-ness is not attached to any work, it means you are not doing anything.
Right.
And that I-ness lives in the mind as a thought. And that thought causes the attachment. And in attachment, I say I'm the doer.
Right.
Are you blinking in your eyes? No, it is happening. Are you breathing? No, it is happening. Are you pumping your heart? No, it is happening. So I don't attach I-ness. That is what we are going to learn at a subtler level. How are you, Anne?
Yes, I feel very peaceful.
Very good.
Except I dozed off several times.
You doze several times.
So I don't know how.
Yes, dozing, we will understand. Dozing is nothing but... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I tried to find it, and I was too weak to find it.
Yeah, when there is a greater purity of the mind, we don't doze off. So, very intense practice, regularity is required, even at your end, and then you will see that you don't get it. So there are many reasons behind it, but it's okay, it's good. How are you, Sophie?
Hello, Girish. I'm fine. I dozed off too.
You dozed off too. Very good.
Yes.
So yes, we will understand this dozing off, and gradually, the intense practice you do. You know, sometimes what happens, you have slept during the day, and then you don't get a sleep in the night. You have to analyze every aspect of life. This Eastern wisdom is to know how my sense organ, motor organ works, how my mind works, intellect works, I thought works, the entire body-mind complex works, so I can get rid of the identification with the body and the mind. How are the three states working, the sleep, waking, and the dream states? That is all the journey is. How my experiences, all experiences taking place in the mind. So one set of experiences causing the trouble and one set of experiences causing me the pleasure. Why? How? That is all we have to understand. And at the same time, we have to practice to remove that ignorance. So we are slowly going there. How you meet?
I feel a softening of my attachments.
Good.
To people and things outside myself.
Yes. And
it's
then
coming back somehow.
So you have to see how long this sense of dispassion is present in your mind. When you wake up tomorrow in the morning and same attachment returns to you, you forget. And when I forget, that is because of ignorance. So that is why we are continuing the practice. That is all for today. Thank you very much. We will meet again. Namaste.